Hey everybody, I'm Joshua Orro, the Mustang Prince, and welcome to Mustang Prince Orro Reports. You know, it's been quite a while since I blogged something spy-related, and so far, throughout my blog series, the only films that I've looked at which involve spying were The Swan Princess, Royally Undercover, Blue Skies, Spies in Disguise, Disturbia, Totally Spies the Movie, Freddy as FR07, Hoodwink 2, Hood vs. Evil, Harriet the Spy, and The Secret Magic Control Agency. However, did you folks know that there was an episode where Princess Amber was a spy? Well, believe it or not, that's the subject of my blog today. Airing on television on April 8th, 2016, this is for Royal Spyness. Now, let's get started. This episode involves Princess Amber spying on other people with her telescope when she spots Queen Miranda going into a boat with a mythical creature called a Celian. Suspecting that their mother is in danger, she and Sofia then head off to a tropical island to rescue her with the help of Professor Zacharias Fleeber. So, what do I think? Well, to me, this was another good episode, but it's not one of my favorites, though. But now, let's move on to Mustang notes. Now, the moral of this episode is, when you spy on things from far away, they can look different from what they actually are. And to me, that almost sounds pretty similar to the lesson featured in not only Let the Good Times Troll, but also the Lilo and Stitch episode, Shush. Also, believe it or not, this episode aired on TV about 5 days before my second cell tumor surgery on my left femur, which affected me 10 years ago. Thankfully, after my recent MRI report, I may not have to worry about that cancer anymore. As for the animation, well, in my personal opinion, the CGI animation is great as usual, and I like that this episode mostly takes place at sea, and I think the Stormy Triangle, where the weather can erupt into a violent storm, seems like a treacherous part of the 17 seas, especially when Sofia and Amber have to fly their horses, Minimus and Saffron, through it a couple times. Plus, it's very difficult to sail through. Also, fun fact, the Stormy Triangle is based off the Bermuda Triangle. Plus, I think the Celian's Island seems like a nice place to go to the beach at. Also, for those who don't know, the Celians are humanoid sea lions that are mostly treated as a myth by the public. Some folks believe that their magical song is used to bring people to their demise. Plus, I find it pretty interesting that this episode takes place close to King Roland II's birthday. And now, let's talk about the episode's song number, Be an Expert Expert, which is sung by Professor Zacharias Fleeber, who voices his desire to be a real Celian expert. In my opinion, this song is okay on its own, and I like that it kind of gives Fleeber some character development. But at the same time, I think the choreography is pretty weird at times. Anyway, that's all I got for Mustang notes, so let's move on to the characters and their voice actors. Princess Sofia is voiced once again by Ariel Winter, whom was young Kairi in the Kingdom Hearts game series, Marina in Jake and the Neverland Pirates, a few of Thumper's sisters in Bambi 2, Marlene in the complete version of Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, young Trixie in Speed Racer, Penny Peterson in DreamWorks Mr. Peabody and Sherman, and Smurf Lily in Smurfs the Lost Village. In this episode, Sofia has been reading a book about mysterious creatures by Professor Zacharias Fleeber, and she's been fascinated and curious for some time now. Also, while Sofia is a kind and generous princess, I was pretty shocked when she scolded Amber for tattling on James before knowing what he was really doing. Plus, Like in a few previous episodes, Sofia still lets her imagination get the best of her, like when she believed Amber that a Celian is luring her mom towards danger. Also, at the end of the episode, I like that Sofia gets her dad a cocoa horn as a birthday present. Next we come to Sofia's sister and our main character, Princess Amber, voiced by Darcy Rose Byarns, whom was in The Legend of Korra, Spirit Riding Free, Desperate Housewives, and Disney Plus's Big Shot. Like in a couple of previous episodes, Amber still uses her telescope to observe the planets and the stars. However, during this episode, there are times where Amber uses it to spy on people like James or Miranda, which can be a bad thing if you don't have all the facts. Also, I think Amber's flying skills have really improved ever since Minimus is missing. Next we come to Sofia and Amber's mom, Queen Miranda, voiced by Sarah Ramirez. As usual, Miranda is a warm and caring woman, and she deeply loves her children. During this episode, both her and Sofia try to discuss what to get for Roland for his birthday. Later, when Amber witnesses Miranda going on a boat, which was being sailed by what she thought was a Celian, she assumes that she might be in danger. However, later on, it's actually revealed that Miranda was taking sailing lessons from the Celian, who was revealed to be Captain McIntosh, because she wants to take her husband Roland sailing as a birthday gift. Also, I like the part where Miranda used her shoemaker skills to fix her boat's sail. Next we come to Professor Zacharias Fleeber, voiced by Chris Parnell, who would later play Miggs in Elena of Avalor, and he was in Prep and Landing, the first 3 Hotel Transylvania films, and Goosebumps 2 Haunted Halloween. Fleeber is considered as the world's top expert in Celians. However, as he reveals to Sofia and Amber, everything he wrote about Celians is based on stories that he heard from sailors who sailed through the Stormy Triangle. When he found out that nobody had actually seen a Celian, he sailed to the Stormy Triangle to find some Celians and learn about them. The last characters to talk about are the Celians, Micah, Teo, and Kai, voiced by Fritz Spearberg, Wilbur Zaldivar, and Tristan Chase. While Micah is the elder Celian, I think his 2 sons, Teo and Kai, stick out the most in this episode, due to them getting lost in the Stormy Triangle while surfing because they didn't have a cocoa horn to signal back to the other Celians. Upon meeting Sofia and company, the brothers used their cocoa horns so that they can guide them out of the storm and make their way back home. And now on to my final words. Overall, Her Royal Spyness is a good episode, but nothing spectacular. Sure, it has good animation and good voice acting, plus the moral of the song is pretty obvious on how you shouldn't spy on others. But there's an extra layer of flair that makes this one interesting. Considering the fact that Amber thought that she saw a mystical creature when it was in reality someone else, the complete moral is how you should get all the facts before making assumptions, which is a very good lesson to teach others. And it fits with Sofia and Amber since they just wanted to help out. Of course, this plot is more than just about honesty, since it does manage to be pretty fun in terms of adventure and clever in terms of humor. So my rating for this episode will be a 76% out of 100. Well, that's all for now. Be sure to join me next time as we look at an episode where we go camping at Camp Wilderwood. Mustang Power.